ASMR podcast. Wait, this is the wrong one. Okay, sorry, wrong notes here. Welcome to the To Be Named podcast, a joint project between the Super Binotto brothers and Inertia Global. I'm Jason, and with me as always is Greg, the ghost. And together we talk video games, pro wrestling, and other such pops. Pow! This is what, episode 6, I believe?
I believe this is episode 6.
Episode 6.
I'm gonna fact check you. It is episode 6.
All right. Yep. Okay. Good. Ask your assistant. Ask your producer. And we are. It is July 9th, a week after my birthday celebration. It's been a hell of an up and down week for me, Greg.
Yes, it has.
We're going to be talking this week. I got a lot of video game news coming at you. Hot. I want to say that we were the first to break some news last week that everybody was just breaking this week, so the rest of the news industry can suck it. Also, remember to wear your headphones to maximize, folks, that 3D tech audio experience in your ears right now. So, Greg, what do you got to say? How's your week?
Well, I'll tell you right now, my week was really good, but I want to get into this Facebook post I seen this morning. I know it's going to be the talk. It's going to be a lot of the talk of the show right now. You had to shave your head because you took a L. Le Champion. I don't know if you watched the AJW show. I knew you took a little. You made a cameo appearance like you were in a comic book, but I don't know if you heard me call you Le Champion. I gave you a lot of respect.
Well, I don't even listen.
I tried to be as nice as I could.
That's a sacred name, and I'm not worthy of that name.
Well, you're my El Champion. Long story short, my friend, you lost. Yeah. You fucking lost, and now you have to shave your head. The hair I compliment almost every week, Jason. Almost every week.
Well, the hair's already gone. Everyone right now, if they'll be listening to this Friday.
Yes, they will.
And they'll have probably already seen the video. If not, they can go over to PVGA to see it now. I stress that they don't. But anyway, yes. Greg, when I found out the mystery opponent was old Solitary Shrugs, a guy that I whip on a regular basis around these little local yokel tournaments that the PVGA sends me to. But here's a guy that I beat. So I want to I wanted to do a show. I'm an entertainer first, Greg. And there's the thing is that would Muhammad Ali's be as great as he is just with his record alone? Probably not. It was that attitude and the mouth and the truth. And everything else with the package,
it was basically his aura. I mean, really, that guy. If you didn't follow him, you didn't like Conor McGregor.
I'm a businessman first, and listen, people pay to see PVGA matches. People want to see me lose. Okay, that's how we're selling tickets and making money on these ad revenues. Is people enjoy seeing me beat a heel. But I wanted to make it interesting, and I'm not making any excuses. And I'm going to say is I do have losses on my record. I'm not undefeated. I don't have a winning streak. I think those are stupid. Well, like the Undertaker's was dumb.
My thoughts on it: if you won every match, no one want to play against you.
I lose a lot. Here's the thing: I lose a lot, but I just happen to win more. And that's the truth. So what I did was I randomed the kid. I randomed them with picking my character, ended up grabbing Raiden. And I'm not bad with Raiden, but I could not. I lost my timing. I had it at first. No excuses. Was in a couple bad spots there right off the bat. But they'll be all able to see it. But I want to say this much. After I don't want to get into it because it's a whole separate thing. But as I shaved my head that night, and I did shave my head because I lost, and I'm a man and I respect the sport.
Integrity is key.
And I can't not. It's in my contract. I mean, I signed it. I got to do it. And if it was the shoe was on the other foot, oh my goodness, would be having a blast with that right now. But as I shaved it, I looked deep into the mirror, and Greg, I said, "Thank you, boys. Thank you," because somehow this was freeing. And as I shaved the hair and it fell all around me, and I thought about my arrogance going into that match, I didn't regret any of it. I was given a vision by the combat gods. And they said, go forth, son. Go forth and do what you do. Grow your army. So obviously, if I'm fighting a faction, I'm not going to be able to win. It's a numbers game. I can't keep up. So I will be debuting a surprise guest within the next few weeks that will be my number one guy watching my back. And I'm going to say this much as a hint for everybody. It's going to be a good motherfucking time when he gets here.
Ooh, I like good motherfucking times.
So, Greg, is there anything more you want to say?
I can't believe that the guy who I believed to be the MK champ lost and had to shave his head. And I'll tell you right now, I can't compliment your hair anymore because you don't have any.
Greg, I'm gonna say close to 70% of the people out there dig this new style. And we're gonna put a little post on the PVGA site just to see if anybody's digging the new look for the champ, or if they want the old champ back. In a couple months, we could do either or. I know this much. The wife hates the champ's hair right now, and she calls it all the hairless ape. The old Simpsons joke.
Yeah, I believe that. No, I know who she's talking about.
So
you look like you're about to go apply for a biker gang.
Yeah, and so she hates it. I know a lot of my friends. Some friends are gonna be like, "Wow, that's badass." Me, I hated it day one, and it's to be honest, it's growing on me. And boy, in this summer heat,
I bet you it does feel good though. Like I'll tell you right now, I'm going outside doing my job, and like loading up cars with stuff, and it sucks.
It sucks having to wash your hair, and to be honest with everybody, and this is me shooting straight here for a minute, and a little look into my world. I've had dandruff since I was 11 years old. And that's a Jason Swinchuk fact. And I know most people are going to say, "But Jason, I never see dandruff on you." That's because I've had to use Head and Shoulders my entire life, and that's no shit. And if I go, a half a week or a week without using at least a day of Head and Shoulders, I can get it really bad. And this was the best thing for my scalp, man. I feel relieved. I don't know. I think I'm just digging it right now. I'm just really digging this.
I'll tell you right now, as the ghost named Greg, I missed the hair, man. Like literally, it made me feel good about me when I get to your, 35, whatever. You're like what, 28, 39? I can't remember. I know you're not 40. That's all I know.
I'm 41 years old, buddy.
He doesn't look 48, ladies and gentlemen.
No, I do not. But I want to tell you
this man's got beautiful hair.
I just want to send out the, this is how dedicated I am to what we do. And, when I saw that, in the books that there could be a potential hair match, I reached out and grabbed it. I said, I'm in. I'm in either or, because I really didn't care, to be truthful. I just wanted to have a great story and everybody go along with us and have a good time.
If there's anyone to do a hair versus hair match, I'm glad it was you, because I know you'd be the only one who actually, if you lost, would actually go through with it.
Well, that's why it was so important to get it on Facebook like that, because I knew everybody would be like, "Holy shit!" All my friends. This guy's known for his hair, and how many people out there right now? How many fans did we make and expose to the PVGA just because they want to see bald Jason Swinchuk?
I agree 100%.
People might have trouble deciphering when I'm in character and when I'm out of character. Well, folks, just remember this: I'm always in character anytime you see me. Nobody but my few close circle of people know the true me anymore. So yeah, it's always in character, folks.
I got more questions.
Well, no more though. We got to move on. All right, PVGA.
Give me one more.
One more question.
Are you worried about it all coming in gray?
No, if you see up top, it's already coming back in brown, and
I
my
see it.
gray,
Okay.
I can't turn and see it, but my gray is here,
Ooh.
but it's here. But you also
He's got the
understand,
gray
I've
racing
been
stripes.
dyeing my hair for 10 years,
Oh,
and
okay.
a lot of people know that, and I'm not the type of guy. If you see me today gray and tomorrow it's all back, I don't give a fuck if you notice or not. I do it for myself. People say, "Oh, it looks distinguished with gray." Fuck distinguished. I like young, and I like looking younger.
the
Uh,
one
you know,
the one perk of your hair is you look like you got like white racing stripes, like
well,
Polly.
Paulie Walnuts from
Polly
Sopranos. Yeah,
Walnuts in
the
the
wings.
Sopranos.
I got the wings.
I think we said that the first episode that we had
It's for
together.
somehow they look cool
Oh.
on a 60-year-old dude, and for me, they just don't.
Yeah, you're like 31, dude. So you're good to go.
All right, well, hey, some days I don't. Some days I feel it, some days I don't.
So, like, give me a little bit of this PlayStation or Xbox video game
Yeah,
goodness
we
you
got to
got
crush through this
brewing.
news, dude. I'm going to crush through it because I'm going to try to keep it wrestling. But first of all, I did have something I found right before the show, and I wanted to bring this up real fast. WWE 2K has been canceled. 2K21 was canceled. Remember that? Because the last one sucked so bad. I
And then they
worked at
brought some
GameStop at
bullshit.
the time, and it was a huge pain in the butt just to get the pre-order codes right because they were messed up. People had to return the codes, and 2K was involved. None of the DLC was working. It was a nightmare. And I remember, like, we felt bad because these guys, there was like a $200 edition. I remember I just felt bad for some people coming and buying this because the review came out like a week before. There was no embargo, and which thank goodness for that. But anyway, so they switched it up and they said they're going to go action again. And I love WWE action games, the old WWE arcade games, the Legends one from a couple of years ago.
Legends of Wrestling, so good. That's a
Legends
classic.
of Wrestling, and then there was All Stars. I loved All Stars too.
I didn't like All Stars as much as I liked Legends of Wrestling, but also I
Okay.
think it was you're playing with a bunch of different people that you never played in a WWE style game before.
Well, there was definitely a level of more simulation with Legends, and I preferred that style. But I also love over the top crap, like obviously Mortal Kombat. So I liked All Stars as well. And this seems to lean more towards All Stars or the old WWE arcade games where they look like there's some magic. Looks like you could throw somebody in an alligator's mouth. The trailer's out now, and it hit the internet today, and the date is September 18th. And I believe that if this is going to be, I hate to give the WWE $60, but you throw in Legends with people in the past, because who would love to beat the shit out of someone as Sasha Banks, like almost everybody's favorite female wrestler. Everybody wants to be Bray Wyatt and The Undertaker, maybe Sting's in there and we can finally do our Undertaker Sting match. But I'm excited for it, and it's definitely getting a pre-order from me. Gregory.
Wow. I will not be pre-ordering this game, though. I actually seen this game as soon as I watched it. I was like, no. You know what I want? You know what I want from a WWE game that they're never going to bring back, that I think everyone's been vouching for years, and I even told Josh this. I want a fucking GM mode, dude. Just give me a goddamn GM mode where I can kind of take a roster and try to make a badass show. Am I going to play the games? Fuck no. I'm going to simulate them or watch them.
Well, I'll tell
you
you
what, Xavier did such a good job promoting that to make it so much more fun. I literally will sit there for hours making cards with 2000. I think I've SmackDown vs. Raw 2007, and I can just sit around and just do like dream matches and magic matches and push these guys like Chris Masters, who I was a huge fan of. I'm not even gonna bullshit. I was a big Chris Masters guy. The Master Lock was dope whenever I was in 2005, 2006. So, and I get to see, like, okay, let me push him. Let me keep getting him attribute bonuses and getting him up. And then I can make that dude a fucking or I can make him a Randy Orton. He's going to heal, of course, unless I turn him face, which sometimes I do, ladies and gentlemen. But it's cool having that aspect of a game. So if they kind of just listen to the fans for once, WWE is, and you and I can probably attest to this really well, they do not listen to their fans for shit. The last time they listened to their fans, they had Daniel Bryan, then he got hurt, and since then they said, fuck the fans. That's how I see it.
Well, I tell you what, a couple things here, because not to get into them, and we know I've said as much as I said about the current state, but I will say this: I do like these types of games, and it sucks that you don't. But when you were talking about the GM mode, WWE Raw 2, now it has the subtitle of Ruthless Aggression. It was on the original Xbox. It had a season mode, okay, where you could edit every night. You had to wrestle, you edited the rosters. Some decisions would just happen in the story automatically, but you could play it multiplayer with friends. We had at one point 6 people, around 2004, 2005 when this game came out. 6 of my friends who all lived around, we would all play this game shared. My cousin would have a character and we would play, all night and just make these super cards with all of us. And it was great. It was absolutely one of the best systems I've ever played for that. And I don't expect this. I expect this to be a crazy, goofy battlegrounds, but I can't help it. You throw some WWE legends. The legends, I'll still always have a loyalty to the legends, So I'm in WWE WWE Battleground September 18th.
Well, I think I seen they were talking about this months ago, and I think when I seen it, I was like, WWE's going. Like the 2K games were like they were at their peak whenever they signed in 2K15, and then they had 2K16 with Stone Cold on the cover, and then 2K17 was like.
The best one was the Attitude Era one, where you had to fight, like you had to recreate. And
well, I think that was
the ratings chart. That was cool.
I think that was 2K16. That was a really, really good 2K that they had. But literally, since then, they've done nothing but go down fucking hill. And so for me to get behind it, the only way that they're gonna bring me back into the whole buying WWE games, because truthfully, like when AEW releases a game, I'll buy it. If WWE releases a game, I usually buy it. I just didn't buy 2K20 because it felt to me just like you were talking about, too arcadey for a game that you're supposed to make like your flagship. Okay, this is WWE in your house that you can do it. I don't want to play as Braun Strowman as a fucking Frankenstein. I don't want to play as Randy Orton dressed up as a Viper. That's not, to me, I play that 2K game to be realistic. If you go this route, maybe as a side game, maybe with all those add-ons, it may be a good quality game. Also,
I think that's what they want to do. I think they just need to take a break a year and say, we got to figure something out. Hold up. But in the meantime, here's this.
Because you get the diehard fans who want to play the actual game itself was the wrestlers.
The diehard, you ain't getting what you want this year and next year. You know what I mean? In the meantime, I think it's a nice move to give people something.
I think at the
time, with a WWE license on it.
I was working at GameStop. I think WWE was supposed to be released in October. I was finished at the end of August. And I remember they'll sending us the pre-order stuff. I'm like, this looks stupid. Like WWE is going, and I will say it again, they're going down.
Yeah, they were all like Boogeyman and Halloween stuff, which I'm sure that appeals to somebody, but you can't market the fucking game on that.
The Bray Wyatt pre-order bonus was fantastic. Like that was great, and then you added all the stupid shit. Then I was like, okay, now you just ruined it for me. Like I want other wrestlers. I don't want
fun with that.
Skins. Well, yeah, I guess that's where we.
I think I could definitely have some fun with all that stuff. I just think I never had a problem with the game. They just became boring, and I think that you weren't missing out if you caught maybe every other one or every other one.
And I can't even go into it because I still play my WWE 2K19 sometimes because it's a fun game. I love the storyline. The storyline's great. But they put you in some bullshit. Like right now, I think I'm in a 3-on-1 handicap match that I haven't been able to beat for like 2 years. But I think that's all we really have for that. Because if I go any further, it's just going to be ripping WWE apart.
Yeah. And we know. Listen, I think the climate's right where you could do a wrestling game. Once put it out this year, and I don't think you need to do another one for every 2 years. You could update your roster for a good year with a bunch of DLC.
You can always release it 2K20, and then instead of having 2K21, just release like maybe 10 superstars for $30. Also do 4 DLC on top of that, and then like you said, go on to 2023 with a brand new game.
Yeah,
like
I think
Destiny does that really well.
I think we'll see the best wrestling game in a long time come from AEW when they do theirs. Just considering the pedigree of gamers involved. I don't want to talk about Destiny real quick, but Destiny does a real good job of that. They release a game, they do their DLC for it, they release another DLC. Then next year, instead of releasing Destiny 3, they go off and release you a whole like DLC to help you basically grind through the rest of that year. It is funny you mentioned Destiny, but I do have a note here that I just heard that is getting it's going to get real over the next week. It's going to get real tough again in Destiny, and Bungie's not sure why. I think I know why. But anyway,
I know why, because they
moving on.
give you 2 expansion packs, and then once you beat those expansion, they make it forever hard to grind to get to the higher light level. Then once you get this close to that light level, they boost it up again like 300 more, and you're like, I don't even. And that's when I stopped.
It's not like that anymore. They made some major changes. Okay. Activision's gone. You got to understand, Activision, with maybe their corporate commander money grubbing bullshit, who the ones that wanted Destiny 2 to begin with, where we were told Destiny was, again, to beat a dead horse, a 10-year project. They're that forced the sequels. But anyway, I don't want to get too much in that. Just know, word on the street's going to get hard.
We're gonna look into that.
Moving on with this news, I want to talk about the new mini, or not the Sega Genesis, the new mini Sega Game Gear.
I got one question for you. Streets of Rage on it.
I don't know.
Because
I'm gonna put a screenshot right here in between us, so it doesn't block anything great. Of how big this thing is, and you can see it's. I don't know if you can see the screen on this. I'm gonna buy one just because, and I'm gonna get one for my sister because she was a Game Gear kid when she was little, and
so it's like the actual portable game.
Look it up right now. Take a look. Wait a minute. I'm looking up details here. I don't know if none of them have Streets of Rage on them.
None of them have Streets of Rage.
None of them have Streets of Rage. Hold on. Here's the scoop. There's going to be 4 coming. There's a black, blue, yellow, and a red one. They're $50 each, and they each come with 4 games. The black one comes with Sonic and Hedgehog, Puyo Puyo 2, Outrun, Royal Stone. The blue one comes with Sonic Chaos, Gunstar Heroes, Sylvan Tale, Baku Animal. Yellow has Shining Force Gaiden, Shining Force The Sword of Hyja, Shining Force Gaiden, Final Conflict, and as a Puya. And the red one comes with Revelations, the Demon Slayer, Megami Tensei Gaiden, the GG Shinobi, and Columns. Oh, man. Sounds like, the yellow and the red sound nice, but
I don't think I can buy any of them. I don't think I want any of them. The Sonic one, the black one, be kind of cool to play some Sonic games on the go. But truthfully, if I want to play
just Sonic 1.
Okay, well, I can go play it. I can play the Sega Genesis HD collection on my Switch the same way.
Yeah, I don't know. And this is an official. I don't know if this is an official Sega product or this is I don't know what this is, but I'm gonna get some from my Amazon Japan account and just check it out.
Okay. Now, I will say the one neat thing is it's going to be a cool thing for collectors, like Sega collectors out there.
That's it. Yeah.
They're gonna.
I just want one to collect. I'll get my sister the black one with Sonic, and I'll probably get one of those RPG ones. I don't know why you'd go with when they would go with the Shin Megami series on the Game Gear. I don't remember any of that, but I think the Phantasy Stars and the Shining Forces have a better. Should be honored more than that. But I don't know what Japanese company's making this.
I love Sega, but there's a lot of those games on there. Unless it was Sonic, that I was like, I'm good.
Well, I don't know if you keep. Yeah, I don't know what kind. Well, I don't think we need to put. But remember, these are the Game Gear versions of these games. So you're not playing the Sega Genesis Sonic the Hedgehog. This is the the Game Gear, which is it's like an 8-bit version of it. They're still fun as hell. That Game Gear was beautiful, beautiful system.
It was a good. Also, it was in like the late 90s, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, late 90s, early late 90s. Late 80s, early 90s was. Game Gear.
So it was. Oh, okay. I thought it was earlier than that. My mistake.
Yeah. So it was It was about the time of right before the 16-bit war kicked off, maybe around in there. Also, I want to say, since we are talking Sega, Greg, that I now listen, everybody. I got wind that there is a new console coming from Sega sometime in 2020, and I don't know if that's this Game Gear Micro or something new, Greg. But I think it's worth discussing. I don't know if that's a mini system, because I can't imagine a Sega CD or a 32X mini or a Saturn mini or maybe a Dreamcast mini. But all I know is that my sources say another Sega console is coming.
You know me, I'm all for that. And truly, if Sega was releasing a new next-gen console, I'm not going to bullshit you. Fuck the Stadia. I'm going to Sega, my friend. It's going to be really hard to tear me away from a PlayStation. Sega might do it though, because I am Sega Greg.
You are, and that's just why these things punched out at me. These things, as I'm going through my sources, these things jumped out.
Actually, Turtles in Time, I'm pretty sure I played on a Sega.
Indeed. Well, I was. What did no?
I think it was on Super Nintendo. They didn't have
Turtles in Time on the Genesis.
Oh,
Turtles in Time was the Super Nintendo. The Hyperstone Heist was the Genesis one.
Well, I had the Super
fact
Nintendo
check
too.
me.
Yeah. Well, either way, I had the Super Nintendo, so I could have definitely easily got that confused. But I just love my Sega more.
All right, we got to switch gears here again, real fast. Going talking Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Boy, I just picked up Origins on the PlayStation Network sale for like $10. Complete
really?
Origins. Origins, such a good game. I like it better than Odyssey.
I want to get Origins. I've been kind of on the fence getting it. I think I bought Odyssey from Xbox. It was really great, and then I traded my Xbox in. So I really
Odyssey's not bad, but it's I don't know. I don't like there's a lot I don't like, but I think Origins was like a little closer to the mark of what I like. But anyway, some footage of AC Valhalla. 30 minutes leaked online this week, and it was some pre-alpha, whatever. They thought it was, it was glitchy and whatever, and people were unimpressed by it. But the footage is what it is. But there was some details of the gameplay that they were able to see in action from this. So if that is something that is makes you curious, it's hot in my circle of people. So that check out that find it out there, Google it somewhere. 30 minutes of leaked AC Valhalla footage.
I know when my brother, he'd seen the trailer for it, and as soon as he's seen, he's like, Greg, this is going to probably be the game of 2020.
Wow, really?
But, yeah, well, my brother, he loves the Assassin's Creed games, so he's a little bit biased, and he doesn't play a bunch of games in general. But I'll tell you right now, he's seen this. He goes, Greg, he's like, and I know how much non-gamer he is. He's like, I'm going to buy this and play the shit out of it.
My money's on Marvel Avengers, but we'll see. I'm going to get them both and be a fanboy on each. Moving right along, some other things that I thought was pretty cool, considering what we do and who we are. But Switch Online this month's giving you 2 Super Nintendo games. One is Donkey Kong Country, which I just feel is that game being is what it is. I want to let everybody know that's going to be free.
It's going to be a good game too,
in the Super Nintendo app. And then Natsume Championship Wrestling, another Super Nintendo classic.
Say that one more time.
Natsume. I believe forgive my ignorance if I am pronouncing that wrong. Championship Wrestling, NCW. It's a very popular wrestling game on the Super Nintendo.
No, I don't.
And it's coming on the Switch Online.
Well, my favorite
free.
My favorite Super Nintendo wrestling game, I think it was like Saturday Night Wrestling or whatever it was.
Yeah, that was the best graphics. It had like punch-out graphics. I like that.
It was so neat, and at the time, it was like revolutionary. And I think it kind of made way for. Remember and then you had the WWE Royal Rumble game, or WrestleMania, the arcadey one. Now that was fun.
I like those ones. Yeah, with the Mortal Kombat graphics.
And it was similar to that. That's why I liked it a lot.
All right, let me check my phone.
You probably didn't think I knew what that was. I remember those games. I played the shit out of that game. I was always Bret Hart and Undertaker.
I always have faith in Nick Gregory.
I loved playing as Bret Hart.
Yeah, and then the last thing I wanted to talk about gaming was, Angry Joe's show 2 days ago broke the news that NBA 2K21 will be at $69.99. I believe I said that on July 2nd.
Fortune teller alert.
2020. So I'm beating, I'm a stats and figures guy and facts, and let's just put another fact out there that I'm beating the major news guys out there on YouTube. So let's just remember that.
So, and I don't want to say this about that, is I thought about this whole like $69.99 for a game of 2K. I don't buy $69.99 versions of 2K, my friend. I haven't bought a $69.99 version of 2K in probably 5 years.
What did I buy? You made me buy the $500
Legends. No, it was
the Legends of the Fall edition. I got Brad Pitt and his brothers from Legends of the Fall in my 2K game. So I don't know how good they are, but
it's because
Brad Pitt's 76.
You didn't grind it out enough. You didn't get the Galaxy Opal Tracy McGrady glitch. That's all.
Listen, I don't know. I don't even know what that means. Is that what is that? Some Gleep Glorp? Is that some Gregory Gleep Glorp? Are we on this? Are we RPing on a RP server right now?
Cash me outside. How about that?
You know what I mean? You are role playing on your Gleep Glorps.
Just cash me outside.
Speaking Klingon to each other tonight.
Cash me outside.
Anyway, let's move into Fyter Fest. The first match was Kenny Omega and Hangman versus Private Party. Please
what a way to
excuse me that I missed the match.
Oh no!
So I caught the end. Tell me about it, because I do not know.
So it all started off, you got Matt Hardy, and it was like the version of Matt that we're all used to seeing in WWE, but they got him coming out as the manager of Private Party, of course, and then Hangman and Adam Page come out, and they just started. It was not even a second of like slow. It was bang, 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 bang. Moves are being hit. Somersaults are being hit. Private Party's jumped outside of the ring. Kenny and Hangman are doing double team moves. It literally, I know I just described almost every tag team match there is, but it's hard to describe what they were doing because it was just so magical. And it was a great way to start the show personally. Anytime you get Kenny Omega to start a show, you should feel blessed. He should be a main eventer and he's starting your show. And Hangman and
I can agree.
And I will say Kenny Omega and Hangman are growing on me more and more as a tag team with the way they're kind of like they're flowing and they're gelling. Still feel like Private Party, who was really close, not just once, but twice to win this match. They ended up, taking the L to the Young Bucks, or not the Young Bucks. Wow. That's who I want to be the tag team champions. Hangman and Kenny Omega. And that V-trigger buckshot lariat thing they do.
Yeah.
I would hate to have Kenny knee me in the back just to fucking have Hangman give me a clothesline. It just makes you think of like a move you'd be doing in like a Marvel vs. Capcom when you have your double team ability.
That's why it's a devastating move to sell in the ring.
So mean. And that's probably Kenny's
fuck that, man.
brain.
Fuck that. You got something cool to do. You really hit me with the fucking thing too. Mm-hmm. Just like, listen, I believe, and I'm not a professional wrestler, by any means, but I've dabbled. Let's just say that. But I know this much. I'm saying this much. Keep it real with me. Keep it always real with me. And if you're going to throw a punch at me in a ring, you better fucking connect it and make it sure it looks good. If you're going to get me with something, make sure it looks good. Don't take it easy on me.
I think last week we even complimented how good Kenny is of hiding all of his strikes and, trying to play it safe with everyone in the ring when he literally looks like he's massacring them. Like he literally looks like Kenny Omega wants to put him in a body bag. He does it so great.
Kenny's strong style to the nth degree. He's black. He's not even strong style. He's blast style. Mm-hmm. And
he's like all four.
And that's where a lot of his criticisms from the fatty fats in the industry, maybe the Bubba fucking Bully Rays and all this, and let's see what Kenny can do against America. Yeah. Listen, no one has to wrestle Kenny's fucking match. Kenny can wrestle his matches. We don't need to test Kenny. Kenny, the problem is because Kenny works a way that would blow up most wrestlers. But the guy doesn't. You see how he works out. It's all that damn like Seth Rollins stuff for that. I don't know what you don't use weights, but you're running around picking up trees and shit.
CrossFit,
cross training, CrossFit.
Yes, CrossFit.
Cross me out. I'm saying with that shit, and that's a strong guy. But I missed it. I saw the end. I go like this. I like it. But I think we all knew Private Party wasn't the team. But thanks for the build-up. Great story, but I had a little mini Fyter Fest story. How did Matt Hardy react with Hangman and Kenny, considering I was just allies of the Elite literally fucking weeks ago, and we make no storyline connections here? That's my problem. There's no AEW TNT point here on how he just ended up with that.
Well, you got to think about this. He's playing a different part. He's getting like the whole three faces of Foley. So truthfully, that Matt is what the Elite isn't the same.
Well, I mean, if that's what he's going for, I'll stop you right there. I'll cash me out.
I think even Josh even said, he's like, I think everyone's kind of bored of this Matt Hardy. We want some broken Matt. And I kind of can agree with that after last night. because really, like, it didn't seem like Matt Hardy was much of a factor on the outside of the ring.
No, and it's such an obvious rub.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just like an obvious of like who needs a Matt Hardy rub. Well, I don't think Private Party did. They're two party dudes from a club, and then now Matt Hardy's there with them.
Well, I can say if you wanted to compliment these guys with someone who's going to get in the rub, why wouldn't you put them in like R-Truth? I think R-Truth would be perfect with the Private Party. Quite frankly, his like, I don't want to call him stupid, but like his the way he acts, I think would go so well with how funny Private Party already is in the whole, and they would just be able to basically blow the Street Profits out the water.
Well, they do. They all three characters do the really well, and the one dude, what's the smaller guy's name in Private Party that screams and goes,
it's Isaiah.
Mark Quinn is the big dude. Mark Quinn.
And then the other guy,
and Isaiah Cassidy, build weight 425, but no, I thought it was a gallon of gin and juice.
I think it was two glasses of vodkas and tonics. I thought it was this week.
So there's that. But anyway, we gotta move on. We gotta move on fast. We gotta go faster than that.
I mean, it was a good match. We'll just call it that. It's not something that's gonna blow your way, but it's a hell of a way to start the Fyter Fest Night 2. And then you only thought it was gonna go off from there, and it did. In my opinion, it did.
What was next? Nyla?
I believe it was Nyla Rose being super annoying. Yes.
With a squash match on two people. If you're gonna do if you're gonna book her as a monster. I love booking monsters with squash matches. That comes from my childhood of watching Andre beat 2 or 3 dudes, and I always like that. And then it makes anybody going against Andre in a straight up singles that it makes them look that much over, and maybe they can bring down your giant. So that's very important to do. And if we're going to book Nyla in that direction, great. I think she's properly being booked as that right now, as that monster.
She is, dude, but she's not good. Like, she's not fun to watch. Like, that's why I think literally don't even think. I think whenever she popped up on the screen, I pay attention more to the post match than I did the actual match because that's how bored I was. I just seen her entrance and I was like, well, time not to pay attention now.
Yeah.
Like, it's just.
So I think she's generally more interesting than Rio. Well, name one cool thing about Rio, and I guarantee you can't mention Kenny Omega. But if you can't mention Kenny Omega, you can't say one nice thing about Rio.
I can say Rio got super over and didn't do anything.
She got over because she was billed as Kenny's girl. Kenny trained her.
And I like what direction we're going with Shida. If we're gonna do a Shida versus Nyla Rose, I swear if they drop the belt to Nyla Rose, I might stop watching this women's division. I'm not even gonna lie. Because she is too over right now. Penelope Ford
never say never
can run circles in the world of wrestling. Nyla Rose right now. I can run circles around Nyla Rose if I wanted to, and I'd be a little bit more entertained than she is. To me, she's not a monster. She's just a nuisance. And I think I've made that a point in most recent episodes of this podcast as well. I don't find her entertaining. She does not catch my fancy. I would rather watch who's that girl from Portugal? Shauna. I would take Shauna over her any day of the week.
Well, here's what I'm going to say, and I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt. It's why I wouldn't tell you to boot the Luchasaurus down the road, because somebody out there loves him.
I do.
Exactly, and I feel about the Lucha like you feel about Nyla.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
So. But I'm going to look here. When you were talking earlier, I was looking. My head was down here, but I was looking up to All Elite Wrestling, and
the difference between Nyla Rose to Luchasaurus, though, is Luchasaurus can improve because he's a big guy. Nyla Rose is going against people like 4 times her size or 4 times less of her size.
You never know what the future holds, my friend.
Unless they bring Kama back, I mean, I don't know what to do.
Either way, the moral of my story was Luchasaurus was Wrestler of the Week last week. As you guys tore him apart on your other show.
We did tear him apart. I'm surprised. I mean, I didn't so much tear him apart, but we said what we said on Thursday. The idea that, I mean, he does some really cool stuff.
Yeah, I know, but we can't listen. We can't go into him right now. Archer Janela.
This match was, I had a lot more. I remember last week I said I had a lot more expectations for this match than actually happened, and boy was I disappointed.
It's exactly what I thought was going to happen, and I don't know. I don't know what you do. You know what I was saying. I don't know how you book a guy like Joey Janela because he's a smaller. You got to book him like a Daniel Bryan and give him one great because he's not believable to go up against the Lance Archer. I just don't give a shit how tenacious you can be. Lance is a monster, but I also don't know why you have Janela, who is one of the, the greatest workers. Look at the guy in the ring. He's charisma, and I don't know why he's just permanently the workhorse jobber dude. But I guess you need one of those.
Yeah, we do. We got Peter Avalon and Brandon
Cutler. No, that Peter Avalon's a jobber. No one cares if Lance Archer beats Peter Avalon, but we cared that he beat Janela because we went, I like Lance with Jake, and I like Janela. So
I love Joey Janela.
Yeah, and I don't know why maybe to make Lance look good against the tag team, but he kind of got the best of two wrestlers on a tag team. It just makes your tag team that you just put together with Sonny Kiss, it kind of makes you guys look like #turds.
What makes me, and I even watching this match last night, the first thing on my mind is why are they making Joey Janela look like a Tommy Dreamer? He looks like some guy who has everything, and then when he goes into a match, he looks like he's about to get so close, they just rip it away from him. That's how I see it.
Just sometimes, and I don't know. You need Tommy Dreamers. You need workers. I don't know.
I don't know if maybe that's his mindset that he doesn't really want to come in and hold any titles because he might just want to come in, do a job, and hang out and be a part. I don't think that's Joey Janela's style, though. I feel like the reason he goes so hard is to elevate himself to be these top tier athletes like a Kenny Omega or a Cody Rhodes. And I think AEW needs to maybe take more consideration of that because the dude's a star. But you can't have him. You can't put him against some guy who everyone thinks is going to lose, and then he gets his ass kicked.
So I don't know what you gave. I know we make Lance look strong, but does Lance look strong beating Janela's what 4-4? I don't know. I'm just joking, but does that make Lance look strong? Not really.
The matches that he had with
I don't know. I guess you do want to see a heel monster crush faces. Maybe it moved. I guess it did put some style. I was more focused on Janela taking the loss and not understanding why we're doing that. I get it if we want to build Lance, but hell, Janela never had a run yet. I don't remember Janela winning a damn match in a year and a half.
I don't either, and it's actually minus the tag team matches. Yeah, you have a very good point there.
So I don't know. I'm
assuming they're probably going with him more in like a tag team role right now, but it's just not the role Janela should be playing. But I do like they're getting Sonny Kiss on TV and giving support.
Sonny Kiss being on Dynamite and not Dark is good. Good for him.
Yeah, very, very good for him. And then he's also having a match next week. I'm going to make it as a spoiler real quick against Cody Rhodes for the TNT title. I'm actually going to be excited to see that. I'm curious to see how that kind of goes down with Cody. Because Cody can make anyone have a good match. So it's going to be interested to see how good Sonny Kiss brings it. And I think we're going to see
Sonny Kiss can wrestle.
I think they're going to pull out the reason why they signed Sonny Kiss to AEW. I think it's going to happen next week at Fyter.
I think you put Sonny with a badass like Janela, and that's why we're excited, and that's what makes the loss to
so
Lance.
Much. Yeah, I agree 100%.
Both of them were out there. You made Sonny and Janela look weak, and they just got together. All right, we got to move on. Colt Cabana and Brody Lee.
I like that.
And was it Stu? Yeah, and Stu versus SCU.
This is another match that I was a little suspect of because Colt Cabana is coming in and it looks like a work, that whole his side being all bruised up. Because I'm telling you right now, no doctor's gonna let you go out there and wrestle with a bruised side like that.
Yeah, it feels very Randy Orton joining the Wyatt family.
Do you think so?
Yeah, but here's the thing. I want to trust Colt, and I like getting. I've seen Colt Cabana 1 or 2 matches in my life, and it's great getting to know him on TNT, and really, I've heard about him for years. Since CM Punk blew him up on the Pipeline, best interview of all time, dude. The best interview of all time was when Kevin Nash told CM Punk, get a haircut get a shower, and then get a clue. And hit the gym. All right. But point blank, that's the first time I heard Colt Cabana. And God, he is a joy. He is a joy to watch. And I don't know what it is, that smile, that charisma. Greg, I am a cisgendered straight male. Okay. I think, you know, I'm not, you know, I'm not a young kid, so I'm not sure of that, but that's what I believe I am. I'm a straight dude. That Colt Cabana is a handsome son of a gun. I don't know what it is.
$1 million smile.
When he smiles, he lights a room up. He lights the TV up. And when he's out there watching Brody take, like, should I take my jacket off too? Like watching Brody's leads, whatever that character. Now, if he's pulling the wool, I don't know the Colt Cabana character enough that maybe he's pulling the wool over our eyes. But I would love to see, as the new shirt on Shop AEW says, Colt Cabana. Oh, Colt Cabana.
There's a couple of things that I can say about Colt Cabana that I love. First off, he's from Chicago. We all know my thoughts on Chicago. It's my second favorite city to Pittsburgh.
That fucking city's a dump.
Yeah, you say that now, but it's fantastic when you hang out there.
I've been. You know what the best part of Chicago is? Temporary landing there while going to someplace better. Boom.
Well, I don't know. I love Humboldt Park. Shout out to Mama Ash. You're the greatest. First, and like you said, that fucking $1 million smile, man. I don't know what it is. Like, you want to hate the guy, but you can't hate the guy.
You can't hate the guy.
And his in-ring ability, it's fantastic. It's funny. It smacks every person on a wrestling palette. You get good wrestling, you get good comedy, and you get a good time.
But you also can get people that look at Colt Cabana and hate him just for all that. You know, the little nuances he does when he winds up to run and he goes and then takes off like a cartoon character. I get that because that's Colt Boom Boom Cabana, and I'm learning that. I don't know if that's him, but I like it.
I've seen,
and I think little touches like that, and then when JR, it feeds perfectly when JR is since the beginning. When Colt does little things like that, JR doesn't like that kind of showboat and stuff. He's serious. You cover him right. JR has always made little nuances that Colt's wasting time. And he's wasting time. Oh, got the best of him. You know, Jungle Boy, blah, 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 all those matches. So, was that Jungle Boy that Colt wrestled? Did I make that up?
I want to say they did wrestle at one point in time because, I mean,
just a couple of weeks ago.
I can't
anyway, if you hear the story, it was going that way. So, you know, I just hope this doesn't turn to ha gotcha, Randy Orton joined the Wyatt family. I love Colt Cabana, and I think I like him with Brody Lee. I really think Brody Lee, you know, at first I wasn't sure. I really think he's getting it. I love the close up at the eyes with Brody. It's all in the eyes. And that now he can talk semi-normal too. Like if you catch Brody Lee in the back, he can not be like, you know what I mean? He can come in and out of that character, which AEW allows you to do, you know, but
I think also
I like everything they're doing right now. And SCU, what a fine bunch of gentlemen. The only thing we can say is I wish Kaz had another 10 years on his career so we can really see him have the title run he deserves. But I know that we're going to see that, and he'll be happy when Scorpio eventually, takes the belt because he will. I mean,
I just don't want to see an SCU blow up because I
don't want to see it break up either. I don't want anything to ever go wrong with SCU. Let them come out, do their shtick, and leave them be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
they'll put you over. They'll take a win. They'll take a loss. Great middle ground player.
And Scorpio's guy is still young too, so he's probably going to elevate to being a future TNT.
He's not that young.
Really? How old is he? I was on the assumption he was like the same age as me, if not a little bit older.
He's 37 years old.
Wow, I'm sorry. I actually thought he was a lot younger than that.
Yes, sir. Scorpio's guy, not that young, but definitely future champion. It's written in stone. You can see it. His body just says champion. The way he moves, champion.
Matt Jackson's 6 years older than me.
Okay, so what is his official age? 16.
36.
36. You're 30.
I am 28.
Oh man, wait till you're 30.
I know it's my midlife crisis, ladies and gentlemen. You guys will be the first. But I'll make a video about it.
Well, I want to know what idiot thought like 50s was midlife, and I know because how many people live to be 100 fucking years old? I'm stealing this shit from my dad, but middle age is 35, 40. I mean, motherfuckers live to be 60, 70 in their 80s. People live in their 90s, but
I got my dad's mindset where if I make it past 50, I'm doing all right.
Listen, you go around once, man. No regrets. Fuck it.
Who should love? That's why I love this podcast with my man JT.
Well, I'm
JT Bald Chalk.
I'm an amazing person. Anyway, back to the thing. Back to the thing we do. Okay, that was Colton Brody.
And then we're going to get into the next thing, my friend. What you got for me?
I actually want to take a time out right now, though, and talk about something serious. We could talk about Taz giving his old FTR belt to
FTW belt.
FTW belt. I give literally two shits about that belt.
Yeah, so do I.
Not sanctioned. It was never an ECW belt. If it was and it was sanctioned, it would be in Vince's property. It was some crap he invented himself, but now you're giving a piece of crap to your little friend. I like Brian Cage, and I like Taz usually, but somehow I don't like them together. And Taz just needs to take a breath and slow down, kid. You know what I mean, buddy? Slow down. There's a new bald badass around here. Yeah, but you feel badass when you're looking like this. But first of all, I want to talk about, actually, this isn't a sponsor, but I want to talk about something real. And I feel like I have to bring it up because we're going to talk about orange burps. And I talk about these a lot with my friends and people. I post about them. But I'm going to tell you what. These have saved my life. I have diverticulae in my stomach, which can lead to diverticulitis if you're not careful. And a bout of that can seriously put you down. Brock Lesnar had it, Greg, okay? So it's serious shit. All right? So I always have a little bit of an IBS, little tummy problems, and you gotta be careful with what you eat. But just like a human, once you're feeling good, sometimes you don't give a fuck and you have a bite of popcorn and you go, oh shit, I forgot. But anyway, I always have acid reflux too because I'm a smoker and I hate being a smoker and I wish I could quit, and I really want to make that a goal for this year to quit smoking cigarettes, not the show. You know, I mean, I'm not gonna smoke. I'm not gonna stop the smoker, but I'm gonna quit cigarettes. But anyway, orange burps. Get off the Prilosec, get off all the acid reflux. Take 1 or 2 of these a day, and I'm gonna tell you what. Greg, my stomach feels 100% better. It takes a while to get better, but these things, burping up the delightful taste of oranges while your tummy feels better, it's great. It dissolves all the acid because science, okay? Because fucking science, all right? That's why it works. Orange burps. D-limonene, so also smoke your limonene and then take your limonene. And I tell you what, orange pills.
Are they like gummies, or are they just like a regular?
No, they're not chewable. They're just like a little, a capsule. Okay. But I'm gonna tell you what, if you're a dude that's an anxious dude like me and always had stomach problems, man, they make a world of difference for me. None of my, I took Prilosec for 2-3 years. I think that's what really messed me up, and that was prescribed to me. So I took that for a while, and I read it messed up your acid and all that. But hey, back to the show. I just want to give you a little health and tip warning, and make sure everyone's taking that vitamin D. Greg, you taking your vitamin D?
Always. I drink orange juice at least once a day.
That's vitamin C, Greg. You taking vitamin D? How you getting vitamin D?
What's vitamin D? I thought it was.
You tell me. You get it from the sun and being outside all day long, and I know you sit in the air conditioning and rip off customers. I know that's what you do. I know you like to hide in the stock room. I like you hide in the supplies room, take a nap probably.
Sometimes I do.
Take a vitamin D supplement. It will kick Corona's ass, man. It'll kick Corona's ass, and they ain't telling you to do it.
Also, take your vitamin C as well.
Yeah. Well, definitely, you should be getting that.
Love me some vitamin C.
So back to our Fyter Fest, but that's just our little health tip because I want to keep it real. I want to keep it real on this show.
I didn't know what vitamin D was.
You learn, you win, then you lose. You want to keep that in, or you want me to cut that out?
Keep it out. It's funny.
Yeah. So, oh shit. So where did we leave off there? FTR, Young Bucks
Yes.
versus Butcher and the Blade and Lucha Brothers.
One word. Wow.
Wow. Yeah, but boy,
the finish was a little wonky though.
Here's what I liked about the match.
I loved everything about it, but the finish I did not like.
Yeah, it's becoming standard fare to me to see. I feel that maybe I'm getting jaded by watching some of the best tag. I mean, not some. Fuck that word. The best tag teams in the world, and I'm getting a little bit jaded maybe because I go, okay. Now, where it got interesting is when they started fucking doing each other's moves together.
That was cool. Like getting the shatter, or what do they call it? They're not called the shatter. They're calling it the.
I don't know.
I can't remember what
they did. They did a Rock and Roll Express move at one point.
Yeah, I like the Shatter Machine with Matt or with Nick, and I want to say it was Dak or Wheeler.
Dax Hardwood.
Dax Hardwood, and then I think Dax Hardwood and Matt they did the Indie Taker. Or are you talking about? No, they did the like you said, the Rock and Roll Express pile driver.
Yeah, they did the pile driver, which it wasn't the Meltzer driver, but it was the
like I think it was.
I don't know. I don't know. It's probably I don't know what's a Meltzer driver and what's the Rock and Roll Express.
The Meltzer driver is more like a tombstone. The Rock and Roll Express is more of like a pile driver.
The Meltzer, you have to bounce off a spring. You have to spring off the ropes to get the extra.
Yes.
But off the top, I always consider that the old school Rock and Roll one. So I guess
you're right. No, you're literally hit the nail right on the money.
Okay. Loved all of it. Fucking motherfucking had to have a super kick. Here's what I don't like about FTR and the Young Bucks. It doesn't need the slow burn. Some things in the world do, Greg. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Some things slow burn and simmer. Yeah. Why do we have to accidentally start shit right now? We all want to see the match. I think it's more interesting if there is no no side hustle heat like that. That you didn't need that B story of maybe because now unless they say, well, you know how these Bucks are. Sometimes and then if Matt starts pulling some shit like, yeah, man, you know that thing? I did that on purpose. Like it's a good place for the Bucks are not afraid to take a heel spot when it's face versus face. They will go heel with their annex, and either way, I love it. FTR.
They're
you know what, people? Oh, WWE, they're gonna win. We just got your best tag team.
The Young Bucks are they're like an anti-hero because you can love them or you can hate them. Either way, they're gonna make their money. Because they can play the face, they can play the
NWO. It's everything that they know about. It's how they modeled their wrestling lives to be.
Exactly.
And
I love every second of that.
And that comes from the heart.
Christian AF
didn't let them do that. They fell at. And then when one time they said, fuck it, we're going to do, fuck it. Let's do the too sweet shit we used to do when we were little and fuck them. This is it for us. Matt Jackson, hey, one more dance and I'm going back to the real world. And it just happened to blow up when you wanted to be who you are. And that's what I will personally always admire and respect about them. The bold changed the world, Greg. All right, Greg?
They are the greatest tag team, and I can never stress that enough. I tell, I think I even said this in the first episode.
Time may prove that to be true. But, listen, I know kids that say, in the 80s that the Killer Bees would be the greatest tag team of all time. And you know what I said back then on the playground? I pumping my Def Leppard T-shirt and with my Walkman, I said, hey, kids, time will tell. All right?
The greatest things come to those who wait.
And I'm not going to wait to get to this last match, Greg. All right?
I like the segue. Where's it going?
Orange Cassidy versus Chris Jericho. No problem. That's what Orange Cassidy said going into this thing.
I thought the interesting part of it.
I know exactly what you're going to say before you say it, and let me say it before you say it. And you say, okay, damn, you're right.
Okay, good.
Great match, but I think Orange Cassidy should have won.
Well, I think Josh and I even said that, but I was not going to say that. I was actually going to say the entrance was different than Orange Cassidy always has. Because Orange Cassidy usually comes in there nonchalant, lazy to the ring, but as soon as he gets out, he stops the Best Friends, basically has him help him take off his jacket and his shirt, sends him in the back. And then he walks in there so right there, you already know I'm getting a different Orange Cassidy match than I'm used to.
Yeah, well, and that was a little bit of a good build up because they started with the bloody shirt. He kept wearing it.
Yes, he did.
But listen, people had to see this other side, and that's not. Listen, Orange Cassidy's a really nice guy who's indifferent, but Jericho effed with him, and when you F with the Cassidy, we now understand what you get. And Orange is a guy that doesn't need a victory to get a win, in my book. I think Jericho needs that, and I'm thinking, God damn, Jericho's so hot. He has not lost in a year and a half in the single. If he hits you, there is no fucking get up from the Judas effect. You go down for 3. I don't care who you are, from Kenny to right here, Orange Cassidy. You go down, and I like that.
He beat Hangman with the Judas.
He did. Mm-hmm. He beat Kenny with it.
He beat Kenny with it. He beat
Hangman.
They did say that.
No, well, obviously didn't beat Mox. He didn't hit it on Mox in the match, or Mox wouldn't have got up.
Well, I think it's a good direction because it's going to give him, like, it doesn't look like it's that devastating of a move, but they're making it a devastating move. It's kind of interesting to me.
Yeah,
it really is.
So I think it was a great show. I think Tony Khan tweeted today. Josh we were discussing this before the show started that. Khan was tweeting out just business facts, saying, if you're saying that the top 7th show on cable, if you don't think that I view that as nothing but a success, you don't know business. And yeah, I wanted my demographic. 20 years ago, we didn't talk about demographics because that's not how the world is. But the world of business nowadays talks about the demographic, and the one we wanted, we were number 1 in. And that's business. And which tells you the antiquated thought and and how WWE puts that out there to the bookers on they're still a fucking ratings war in a digital era, and I don't know about you guys. WWE is the only person that has something to fear in the ratings war because they'll lose NXT on Fox or wherever the hell it is. Yes, TNT's signed for 3 years. Ratings be damned, but I don't know if a show at number 7 on 7 is going anywhere, let alone number 1 is its demographic. TNT they couldn't have asked for anything better.
I can say it was a little weird to see. I mean, granted, and I'm going to bring up some of the AEW matches that were pretty interesting. Well, actually, maybe just one was the Keith Lee Adam Cole match, which ended perfectly. But I don't think that match was any better than half the matches I've seen on AEW last night.
Bro, I don't watch NXT, and I mean, I personally don't like Adam Cole's work there either. In the ring, I think he doesn't wrestle to his potential because that's safe, fucking stupid. Yeah, that's safe, stupid environment. So it sucks, but oh well.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. I did want to also say on a Good Brothers note before we go. Gallows and Anderson have signed with New Japan and Impact Wrestling.
Okay, I've seen that coming.
Probably the first wrestlers to leave because by the 15th, they all can wrestle. So we can see where everyone lies, but super smart move. Where are they going? We're going to 2 places. And if they're the Bullet Club and bring the Bullet Club to Impact, the Bullet Club has now officially been in every major wrestling organization in the world.
Minus AEW. It hasn't been in AEW yet. Some of the Post members are in AEW, but
that's what I'm saying. It wasn't. Yes. It's not in WWE, but I'm saying the club, the OC, the Elite. I'm counting it all.
Okay.
And I think I don't know if there's going to be a swerve. I don't know if Gallows and Anderson join the Bullet Club again. I would love. I need that to happen.
I think they kind of need to because if you think about it.
They have to reestablish themselves as a threat after McMahon will just beat you.
Well,
he'll beat you on the side of
the original members are Anderson, Gallows, and Finn Balor. No, I'm pretty sure it is Gallows. Didn't he come down?
The original.
No, you're right. You're right.
For Bad Luck, Tama, Finn, and Carl.
Yeah, because Carl and it all
Gallows was still in the Aces of Eights when Bullet Club formed, but as soon as he left TNA, he went Bullet Club, and that's what shifted my attention to really the Bullet Club too, because I was an Aces and Eights fan.
Well, I'm to this day, I'm a Finn Balor fan. Prince DeVitt, I'm actually going to start calling him now. I was a huge Prince DeVitt fan. I loved everything he did. WWE numbed it to the point where he wasn't Prince DeVitt. He was Baby Finn.
Oh, it's whatever it is. It's terrible. Yeah. I mean, whatever it is, now they can make you look good. If they beat you down and you don't have wins, there's nothing I can do.
It's just like WWE just sees it, and I don't want to even get on this, but I already started. WWE with Finn Balor, what they're doing is they're seeing everything that worked well with him overseas, and then just coming over here, numbing it down to like idiocy, just about. Because you don't see the demon anymore.
Well, I believe
when's the last time we seen the demon?
Triple H took him and really wanted to do something with it, but Vince isn't. All they are notorious for doing is buying talent, so it can't be competition.
Exactly.
That's what that may have. No, I believe in Triple H. I believe in my heart Triple H's intentions was to create something really special with NXT, and old ass dickhead couldn't see, like all old men his age, they hang on way too long and they don't know when they should. And the problem with guys our age, we never just drug you out into the pasture and shot you.
The thing is Triple H, he knows how good NXT was when Triple H was the guy and was on WWE Network, and it was making the WWE Network flourish because that's how you had to watch NXT. Now putting it on USA every Wednesday, thinking it's going to be competition with something, and realistically, you're just kind of hurting your WWE Network subscription by going at war with AEW, which is a war that they didn't even really start. You guys just kind of brought it into the fold, and they were like, well, all right, you want to go, you will compete? We'll compete. And now they make WWE look stupid every week, minus the last 2 weeks. They lost the ratings 2 weeks in a row, which it still doesn't bother me. AEW is still a better show. You got one match on NXT that's going to be, like, good, which is usually your main event.
Here's the thing: I don't care about ratings because take away Dynamite, we have YouTube. They'll be on YouTube for free. You know what I mean? It's nice taking that TNT money and putting it out, but listen, I think one of the big sore points for years with Turner and the Time Warner and all that, the AOL, was that they got rid of wrestling, and I never stuck well with Ted Turner. And I think AEW is going to be a thing of Turner's. It's always been. It's like the Atlanta Braves baseball. It's always a Turner thing, and I think wrestling at somewhere, in some shape or point, always need to be on the Turner channels, and it's not going anywhere. So.
Well, the best thing about this, and I don't want to make any weird comparisons, but Cody Rhodes is an Atlanta guy, so it only feels right for him to work with an Atlanta guy.
That's what I mean. So.
Yeah, I love it. I that's really what I love.
It's hand in hand. It is good. But anyway, Greg, that's it for this week, unless you have anything to add.
I really don't. I think we covered just about everything I wanted to get into. Some of the gaming news that you said I actually was not aware of, so that was cool, nice on the spot moment that we had there. No, I don't have anything else to really add except for asking about the social media.
Tell me where you're at these days.
I'll tell you guys where I'm at this day. You guys always can find me on twitch.tv/theghostnamegreg. The RP is flowing. Currently found some spots to make some money, so we're gonna start getting the whole gang together and start doing some business on there. Twitter, you know how to find me on Twitter at ghostnamegreg. Follow me. Keep it with a lot of stuff. I post a lot of when our videos are uploaded. I post them on there, so you can catch them on my Twitter before you have to go find them on YouTube. On Instagram, you can find me at the Ghost Name Greg. I don't really post a whole lot on there. I basically just use that for comic book sales only, but that's where you guys can find me if you want to follow me. I got more followers on there than I do on Twitter. Where can I find you on social media?
Well, you know what? I always tell people the easiest place is inertiaglobal.com. Or just type in Inertia Global. Or just type in Jason Swinchuk. Or just type in hashtag MK Champion.
With a 4.
Yeah. With the 4.
You see how I remember that?
With the 4. You're right. And you'll run across me. And I believe, we're going to be getting off now and finding out what the world thought about that premiere that happened 45 minutes ago. And you can also catch me on the PVGA site running around like the megalomaniac world Mortal Kombat champion that I am. All right? And I am still waiting I'm still waiting for anybody out there to put a challenge down. You know what I mean? You know what Austin and Ken Amos are really good at? Huh? Facebook commenting. Austin Hammond should give himself a belt called Facebook champion with fingers that go like this. You know what I mean, Greg? And then he can have a tag belt, and it's a tag belt with his buddy Ken Amos.
There you go.
Here they come. Huh? Here they come with their fingers. Woo! Woo! All right, Greg. It's an absolute blast. Absolute blast with you, buddy. And we are out.